We are beginning this broadcast with the news coming in from Nepal. At least 73 people have lost their lives following a 6.4 magnitude earthquake struck Nepal's Jajarkot area late last evening. Now, a strong tremor was felt in Kathmandu and surrounding areas as well. Jajarkot is about 500 kilometers west of the Nepalese capital. Now, according to Jajarkot's local administration, the quake killed 37 people and many others remain missing. They added that some spots were difficult to reach because some of the trails were blocked by landslide triggered by the tremor's aftershocks. This as officials continued working with villagers in the darkness to pull the dead and injured from fallen houses. The quake killed 36 in the nearby Rukam district, where numerous houses also collapsed. Local media footage showed crumbled facades of multi-storied brick houses, with large pieces of furniture scattered. The tremors were also felt in North India, including capital New Delhi and its adjoining areas, and even in the state of Bihar. Meanwhile, Nepal Prime Minister's office has released a statement saying that the Prime Minister, Pushpa Kamal Dahal, has expressed his deep sorrow over the human and material damage caused by the earthquake. It also mentioned the provisions put in place to tackle the natural disaster's aftermath. New Delhi is around 600 kilometers from the quake's epicenter. Social media platform X was abuzz with users of India sharing videos and images of buildings shaking before being evacuated and people running onto the streets. However, there were no immediate reports of injuries or serious damage of life to property or even property in India. A 7.8 magnitude earthquake in 2015 killed more than 12,000 people and damaged about 1 million structures in the mountainous country. It costed the Nepalese economy a whopping $6 billion US. So this earthquake struck Nepal at 11:32 p.m. on Friday evening, and the shocks of the tremors were felt as far as India. Remember, India or New Delhi is 600 kilometers away from the epicenter of this earthquake, and in 2015, an earthquake of 7.8 magnitude killed 12,000 people in Nepal, and there have been frequent earthquakes over the past few months in Nepal, but they have not been serious. This one, which struck yesterday, claimed the lives of 73 people, and it is reported that the death toll is climbing. So these are the areas that were affected. Jajarkot, as you can see on your screens right now, the 6.4 magnitude earthquake rocked Nepal yesterday at 11:32 p.m. and the shocks were felt as far as India or New Delhi, which is 600 kilometers away from the epicenter. The two areas in Nepal include Jajarkot and Rukam, which have been badly hit, and we are receiving reports that the Prime Minister will be heading to the affected areas to console and condole with the families. And we also understand that the death toll could be rising because there are some people who are reported missing. The death toll is at 73 as we speak. Let's now talk to our correspondent Saloni Murarka, who's joining us from Kathmandu. Saloni Murarka, good to see you. We understand that the Prime Minister is headed to the affected areas. Tell us more about that.
Yes, as the earthquake gets struck in the western part of the country, the epicenter is almost 500 kilometers from the capital, Kathmandu. And the search and rescue operations are already underway. The teams are making efforts to take the bodies out as much as possible. And the officials have said that the death toll is expected to rise. But at the same time, Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal has decided to get to the location and actually take stock of the ground situations, because the teams, search and rescue teams, have been trying since last night. But due to the darkness and due to the communication cuts in many of the villages around the epicenter, is creating a ruckus for them for the smooth rescue operation. And the Prime Minister is heading towards the location, the epicenter, to take stock of the situation and further the extent of the damage in these in the epicenter and the neighboring villages. The extent of the damage is yet to be assessed, but many infrastructure buildings and even schools are expected to be collapsed or damaged. But the exact assessment is yet to be out and yet to be confirmed from the officials.
Saloni Murarka, we have been reporting about earthquakes in Nepal. Last month, there was a similar earthquake that was measured at 5.8, but there was no serious damage. What are seismologists saying in Nepal? Are they tracking this events, and what are they really saying about the earthquakes and the recurring earthquakes in Nepal?
Yes, that's right. This last earthquake was on October 3rd, and even then the tremors were felt in the northern part of the in India. And what exactly is that Nepal is very sensitive towards the earthquake because of its weak buildings. And given this seismic event, we can just say that multiple, even aftershocks were felt. Even last night, multiple aftershocks were felt with this earthquake. And all we can say is that the Nepal infrastructure, earthquake-resistant infrastructure, is being focused on by the government as for now. And if we look at the long-term solutions, there is nothing yet, and there's a lack of clarity from the government side also on what can be done to reduce the damage and even the loss of lives. And even after the 2015 earthquake, which was a traumatic event for the country, when almost 9,000 people lost their lives. Even then, we can say that the government is yet to come out with a concrete plan. But we can say that little steps are being taken with implementing the earthquake-resistant building in some parts of the country.
All right, I've been talking to our correspondent Saloni Murarka in Kathmandu. Saloni Murarka will be following the Prime Minister, Pushpa Kamal Dahal, who is heading to the affected areas in Nepal. Thank you, Saloni.
Thank you.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.